What's up you guys, it's Joelle, and today's video I title somewhat ironically as how to be popular. And I meant to make this video a while ago, like before people started school, but that didn't happen. So I'm sorry, but I'm doing it now. And the reason why I say it's sort of ironic is that I'm really just wanting to talk about how to make friends. And a lot of the times when people say popularity, you can think of the stereotypical, like the kids that everyone wants to be, sit with at lunch, but they're so exclusive that you don't dare like look at them in the eye when you pass them in the hallways and that sort of thing because they're just so much better than you, which is obviously a myth because in reality when you think about popularity, it's just the people that other people want to be around. It's the people that have a lot of real, genuine friends because they just are able to make people feel good about themselves. And to me personally, that was like the kind of popularity I would like to have. In high school, I can pretty confidently say that I was blessed to have really good friends. By the end of high school, I felt like completely at home with the people I was around, and it definitely took some navigating and figuring out throughout those 4 years to really find the people that I gelled with and clicked with. And I'm not gonna say that like, oh, I was super popular, everyone loved me and wanted to be me, but I felt comfortable and I felt like I could go into any social situation at my school and feel totally at home with them and be able to have really good conversations with them. So that is my wish for all of you guys, to be totally socially comfortable wherever you're at and be able to navigate that and be very flexible and socially mobile. And that was something I was really worried about coming into college with a completely new environment, completely different people, but so far it's been pretty good. So here are just a few tips on how to make really good quality friends. My first tip is to work on memorizing people's names. And this is so basic and so fundamental to just socialization, but it makes a huge difference when you're in a huge sea of like incoming freshmen or something and someone remembers your name. So you want to be that person that can call someone out and be like, hey, blank, how has your day been? I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm so bad at names. Hey, don't be afraid to ask them multiple times their name because it'll make them more comfortable asking you your name because they probably forgot yours. There are also ways to help you remember, like memory cues, like, oh, Rosie with the red hair. Whatever it is, it'll help you. It also helps to repeat their name in your head a lot, repeat their name after they introduce themselves, and then every time after that, whenever you see them, to address them by name. And if you mess up, like, it's not a big deal. Of course, it's embarrassing, but like, everyone does it. Tip number 2 is to say hi to people when you learn their names. So that just means that every time you pass someone in a hallway, just give them a nod or a smile or be like, hey, whatever your name is, like, nice to see you, and like take the time to just acknowledge them and ask them how their day is, which is so basic, but it can really help make someone's day if they feel totally lost in this new environment and you're helping them feel more at home. Tip number 3, really big, don't be afraid to reach out to other people. I know this is weird, it requires putting yourself out there, but people will be so glad that you did that, whether it's just asking someone to get a meal or asking your classmates if they want to study together. It really helps create those bonds with people that you're around because, hey, if you're starting high school or college, you're going to be with them for a long time and you want to be comfortable where you're at. Tip number 4, for those of you who have trouble reaching out to people or starting conversations, there are a few things you can do to get good, easy conversation starters. A basic one that I used in high school was just bringing candy and food to class, because if you break out like fresh pack of gum or a bag of, I don't know, Sour Patch Kids and people want them, like, it's a good way to just be like, oh yeah, of course you can have some. Like, my name's blah blah blah, what's your name? And it's just a good way to create sort of an amicable relationship without really doing much. Also, just make it a point to give compliments, whether you know their name or not. Just be like, hey, I really like your outfit today, or that was a really good presentation you just gave, or anything like that. My 5th tip is to give everyone a chance, which is really hard because we as humans just naturally judge people and jump to really quick conclusions because evolutionarily that is a beneficial trait to have. But I would venture to suggest that suspending judgment of yourself and others is extremely helpful in making new friends in new social situations, because I believe that like everyone has something in them that is wonderful, amazing, interesting that you would really value from getting to know them, and it just takes a little while for some people to get out of their shells and to become comfortable and to just let you know what it is about them that's special and unique. If you judge someone automatically, it sets like a precedent for the rest of your time around that person that it's going to be a negative relationship. And who knows, circumstances may change, you may be around them for a long time. So you don't want any of that like awkward tension to stick around. 6th tip, super important, do not gossip. Oh my gosh, my freshman year, this was something I struggled with so much, is that most of the conversations people had were centered around bashing someone else who was not there. And a lot of my really close friends freshman year just could not go a day without hating on someone, and it made for a really toxic environment, and I actually stopped being as close as I was with those people because it was just so uncomfortable, and they just cut so many people out of their lives because they were judgmental and just did not give them a chance. And it really came back to bite them because a lot of people came to know them as the really gossipy, judgmental girls. When you're gossipy and talk smack about other people to your friends are gonna start thinking, well, if they're talking this badly about someone that I thought they liked, what are they saying about me? And that's just a terrible suspicion to have of your friends. So just eliminate that. I know it's really hard when a lot of people are gossiping, but you don't have to agree with them. 7th tip goes along with compliments and just how you operate in general is to be real with yourself, be real with other people. Don't try to put on a show for anyone, because if you're trying to make real friends, that requires them seeing the real you. And I know for some people they might not even know what the real them is, but take this time to sort of figure that out and discover the kind of person you want to be and the kind of people you want to be around, because chances are you're going to be around them for a long time. And if you're with people who have a very different lifestyle or very different values from you, and you're sort of with them because you pretended to agree with them because you were too insecure to just open up and show them who you are, that's gonna suck. My next tip is to respect other people. Even if they disagree with you, even if they're from a totally different background from you, or if they can't understand where you're coming from. Just show empathy and know that everyone has a different background, and whether you understand each other or not, they are worthy of your respect as another human being. My second to last tip is to catalyze relationships, and that basically means that not only are you trying to make friends for yourself, but in the process, while everyone is still open and receptive to meeting other people, if you meet like a couple friends that don't know each other but you think that they really could get along, why not ask everyone to hang out together and just create sort of that atmosphere of inclusiveness that will be really relaxing and helpful to have later on throughout your years with those people. I know it sucks to have friends in a bunch of different friend groups who hate each other and cannot hang out together. It makes really awkward like birthday party invitation lists and that sort of thing. You know, be willing to help other people make friends, because I don't know, even if it doesn't work out, be like, I tried, it's not your fault that they didn't get along, it's just that, you know, not necessarily compatible, and no one's gonna blame you for that. Number 10, my last tip is that you don't have to like everyone, but try to love everyone. And what I mean by that is that you may meet someone that you just cannot get along with at all, and something about their personality, how they talk, just their values is just really abrasive to you, but I'm just gonna say, please try to empathize with them and just show them the respect and dignity that they deserve as another human who has their own quirks and flaws and that sort of thing. By being loving to everyone, a lot of people will notice, and a lot of people will really appreciate how accepting you are of other people, and that will just make you more magnetic socially as someone who people can feel comfortable and safe around. Even if you don't like them, don't let them know that you don't like them. I know that sounds like you're being fake or something, but just treat everyone as you'd want to be treated. It's like the, you know, basic golden rule. Who knows, later down the line you could really appreciate that friendship, or they could come to a discovery that they were being a jerk and no longer be a jerk. And hey, now that's a new open door for a friendship that you wouldn't have had if you were rude or mean to them or let them know that you disliked them. And with that, those are my 10 tips for being popular, just kidding, kind of making friends. I hope you guys enjoyed and found this sort of helpful. I'm not gonna claim to be an expert on being social and making friends, but it's just something that I've thought about a lot and that I really try hard at, making other people feel at home and trying to find people that I feel safe and good around, because I think it's super important, and the community you build around yourself is very much within your control, despite, you know, how it may feel at times. But really put an effort in, because I don't know, I think people are some of the most rewarding parts of every stage of life, high school, college, work, whatever it is. So really work to cultivate that, and I think it's been really fun throughout high school and the beginning of college. So I hope you guys take some of this to heart. I know you don't have to necessarily agree with everything I have to say, but this is just what I've found to be useful and helpful in trying to navigate making new friends and finding a new community. I hope you guys enjoyed and are having an awesome start to the fall with all the changing weather and colors and pumpkin spice whatever. And I'll see you guys in the next one.